This weekend, the Elton John biopic Rocketman launches into theaters, so let's talk about it. Rocketman is a musical, the rise, the fall, and redemption of Elton John. Just as a point of reference going into this, I've never been a big Elton John fan, no hate or anything like that, just of the classic rockers. He's not one of the ones I've usually drifted towards, though I do appreciate some of his songs. Before I get started talking about the movie, go ahead and tell me what you thought about it down below in the comment section. Did you love it? Did you hate it? And are you an Elton John fan as a point of reference? With that said, let's get started talking about the good. And right off the bat, one of the best things about the film is that his life is told, and the film is directed with the same flamboyance and vibrance that he lived his life, as well as his fashion sense. Stylistically, this film has a lot more in common with The Greatest Showman or La La Land than it does with Bohemian Rhapsody. It is a true musical. It takes great artistic license. There's dream-esque sequences throughout it. Wherever it feels necessary, it takes artistic liberty to try and capture the emotion and the liveliness and the absurdity of the life that he lived, and it does so. You have to talk about Taron Egerton, who absolutely captures this very complex person. At the beginning, he's this shy Reggie who's trying to become famous and do something important. Then he also has to be this character-created Elton John that's famous, and then all of the identity issues that he struggles with throughout his life, where you're talking about dealing with these two personas that he has, dealing with his sexuality, his dealings with his addictions. It's a very complex performance that goes to a whole lot of places where he has to be likable, unlikable, broken, joyful. All of it, you get to see it through his performance. While this is an artistic interpretation of his life, it does not romanticize his life. It paints him in a very negative light for an extended portion of the film. It looks at the way he treated people, the way he treated himself, all the things that he abused, misused. It explores all of it in plain detail on the screen. The sex, the drugs, the rock and roll, all of it. And as this is a musical, you gotta talk about the music, and it's all quite good. Once again, musical, it's not a direct translation of the songs to the screen, it's them adapted to be a musical. So they're sung by groups, they're sung by children. Taron Egerton performs much of it, and it's all shot like you're watching a music video telling this long story, so it's very cool in the way that it's handled. And finally, the film touches on a lot of really powerful stuff about loneliness, finding love, friendship, success, failure, the cost of success. All of it does it in a way that packs a good bit of emotional punch. From there, let's move on to the bad. Now, I didn't have any big issues with the film. It clocks in at right about 2 hours. To me, it actually felt a good bit longer than that, which was kind of surprising because it's very quickly paced. There's a lot of musical numbers, moves through a whole lot of different things, but it spends so much time dwelling in the depravity and the depression that it becomes a bit of a slog in the middle of the film. And because of the nature of his life, the movie's not able to build to this big, satisfying climax towards the end of the film. To draw the obvious comparison, there's no Live Aid performance like there was with Bohemian Rhapsody, so the movie feels like we're working through things, and it comes to the point where like, oh, okay, the movie's ending, and then it just kind of ends. It doesn't have that wit. But to draw another comparison to that film, I think that Rocketman is a much better film than Bohemian Rhapsody overall. Very engaging, fantastic performances, maybe just a little bit too long and not quite as satisfying as I would have liked in the end. This is a B+ for me, an 8 out of 10. If you like musicals or Elton John, you gotta check this one out. Just know that it is an R-rated film. It's got sex, drugs, rock and roll, all kinds of language. Tell me what you thought about it down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking movies too much.